Hey, Segovia, back with another video. Hope everyone out there is having a good day and a good start to their week, y'all. As you guys are watching this, I should have my baby boy right here in my arms, probably dropping a million tears. The baby should be born today. You know, we'll be having an update on Thursday. Thursday we will be live, not live, but you know, the day of reaction. As we're recording this, it is Monday. So forgive me for any late clips, you know, late news clips and not up-to-date clips. We'll be getting back into those on Thursday, y'all, but I just want to get some quick bangers out for you guys, so I ain't gonna sit here and talk you guys' ears off. I got a baby to get to. Enough with the chit chat. Let's get into the reaction. Enjoy the show.
God put you on an earth that's ran by the devil and not give you firepower to defeat it? That doesn't make any sense. Why would I take my child and go put him in a place where, like, I know he's gonna get, like, things are gonna get thrown at him, he's gonna get knocked off, like, and not give him something to defend himself? Why would I do that? I wouldn't, right?
This clip is currently going viral on social media of Caitlin Clark throwing up this hand symbolism while she was sitting next to Taylor Swift. And people are saying this looks very similar to what we saw at the Super Bowl last year, where Ice Spice was sitting next to Taylor Swift and she was wearing an upside down cross and also did a similar hand gesture. Yes, this is not as extreme as last year, and this hand symbolism can mean a number of different things, but I'm curious to know what you guys think because this is a very similar situation.
Did everyone just forget the fact that, like, the TikTok ban was a part of a bill that sent $95 billion to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan? Because I didn't forget that. Like, that was just last April, right after we paid our taxes. And also during that time, the Free Palestine movement was trending on TikTok. And that was around the time that that audio leaked from the head of the ADL saying that the biggest threat to their Zionist project was TikTok and the Gen Z generation. And as you know, AIPAC buys all of our Congress people. So it's just interesting now because, like, people didn't really get politically involved during BLM, women's rights, meh, Free Palestine, meh. But the minute you take away their entertainment and their way of being able to earn a second income or like a primary income, that's when you radicalize people. I have learned by observing the behavior of US Americans on this app. And now people have moved to the Redbook app, and you are watching people become radicalized within the span of an hour, just seeing all of that propaganda about China just completely disappear, and seeing how they are able to afford groceries and they don't have to pay property tax after they pay off their mortgage and all of these things, right? And the average US American just realizing, like, we live in a third world country with, what is that saying, a Gucci belt? Because people, like, when you tell people that we are giving $95 billion of our tax money to, like, basically the US colonial outpost, they'll be like, meh, you know, maybe they need to protect us, or whatever your politic is, like, whatever you think that is. I think now you can see, like, the connections coming through, the understanding that, like, wait, why are we doing that when we don't even have healthcare, when we can't afford groceries? And when, you know, Lahaina, Asheville, LA, they're still grappling with their climate disasters, you know, like, so I just want to remind everybody, like, I'm so happy we're at this moment, but you have to understand everything is connected. That, like, what is going on abroad, Palestine, Congo, Sudan, Puerto Rico, Hawaii, that is a direct result of US empire and foreign policy.
Jimmy Kimmel and a lot of other celebrities that are in a group, if you know what I'm talking about, have been trying to water down, dumb down the situation that's happening in California, making light of a lot of things that us creators are saying that's going on in California. We must really be on to something. We must really be striking a nerve for him to pit me and some other creators who were talking about the California fires on his show. Y'all, take a look at this.
What a great distraction. Something literally does not feel right in the air. It looks to be lasers shooting out of the sky and lighting things on fire. People think that the fires in LA are being started by this laser.
You can clearly see it. It goes, woo. Well, you can't argue with that. It does. You can clearly see it does go woo. And these guys, they better get all their videos up before Sunday, because as it stands right now on Sunday, TikTok will be banned in the United States.
Oh, we ain't going nowhere.
Check this out.
We're on your ass, Jimmy.
Minus 9.5, up by 11. The whole country bet the Chiefs today for a blowout. Check this shit out. I'm sure you're all watching it anyway, but here it is. What the hell is going on here?
That's annoying.
We want to burn, what, 4 seconds? The whole country lost? 9.5? They win by 9. Shame on you, NFL. Shame on you, Chiefs.
And it's not like if they would have punted and, you know, came back and scored. Like, it was a 2-possession game. That game was over. For you to do that, this is an entertainment league, y'all. The more I watch it, I don't really watch it. I just watch my Cardinals. I grew up watching them, so it's just a tradition. But it's just, it's a show, y'all. It's a show. It's entertainment, just like this. Don't believe everything. This is entertainment purposes only.
Hydrants didn't have water, and the mayor was on a trip to Ghana? Ghana? Let me tell you something, Mayor. You're gonna have to get on a plane and gonna have to get back here, because we got a lot going on and we gonna need your help. Like, what's in Ghana? A sister city to LA? Like, what are we doing? Why are we in Ghana? And then I read that she was visiting another leader who was the first female something in something. Okay, I guess.
A mayor?
Doing an exchange program? I'm just saying, it's like there's a lot of places. That's like seems like the farthest place you could be, and pretty obscure. I know Africans that have never been to Ghana. Are we doing a ribbon cutting ceremony for a new Chipotle over there? Like, what are we doing?
So I'm just checking in to make sure that everyone is on the same page, that they're banning TikTok right as we're starting to hear about apparently a mothership in the Gulf of Mexico, and we're getting all of these videos that are popping up.
The Gulf of America.
It seems like we're at the season finale of Earth, and we're not going to know what's going on. So, but it has been a lot of fun. It has. I am very sad. I'm going to miss you guys. Okay, yeah.
Right now, and I got these new AI glasses that just dropped, and we're going to put them on, and we're going to see how the Hotel Cecil looks through the eyes of AI. We ready? Put them on. Bro, that is pretty scary, not gonna lie. See if we see any ghost. Alright, let's zoom in here.
Yo, something is going down in Sydney, Australia, you guys, because look at this. Y'all, when I tell you, I don't think there was not a single weather anomaly that Sydney, Australia escaped, you guys. First of all, y'all, it started off dead silent, just like this. No wind, no nothing. And then flashes galore. People were stating that it was non-stop flashing for about 2.5 hours straight, and the water just rose out of nowhere. Check this out, y'all. Non-stop flashing. Hurricane force winds. Heavy rain. And then it sounds like a power drill out there, y'all. Listen to this. Listen. Y'all heard that? It's like a whistling sound. It might be the wind, but then again, it might not be. And not just plasma flashes, y'all, but lightning strikes everywhere. Bugsby over here.
What the and in Newcastle.
And also, Sydney, Australia's Crown Towers got struck by lightning as well, y'all. What does that mean? As the storm rolled in, it completely fogged out this camera and it was glitching. Y'all see that? Look how good and clear it looks right now, and look at the transition. Y'all see that? It's like a fog comes in and it starts glitching. The people thought it was raining a little too hard in the mountains, and when they checked, it was actually hell. These people were hanging out in coffee shops and whatnot, and they experienced a power outage. Look at this. Gone. What's really going on, Australia?
She is the first person, the only person in California's history to run with no Republican opponent for U.S. Senator.
Wow, I did not know that.
And then there's another suspect thing. One West Bank. George Soros was the major investor in One West Bank. Mnuchin, later the Obama administration, and for 1 year in the Trump administration before he got fired, he was CEO. This is when they were having that mortgage foreclosure fraud situation. I had 3 neighbors lost their properties behind this fraud. So just about every county in California returned indictments against Mnuchin and One West Bank. There were 5,200 plus counts of indictments returned. 5,200. Well, Soros and Mnuchin raised a lot of money for Kamala, quite a few $1 million for her to run for the office of Attorney General of the state of California. When she got elected, she used her authority to consolidate all of these indictment counts and dismiss them. 3 weeks later, George Soros sells One West Bank for $3.42 billion. And then they raised a lot of money to get her elected as U.S. Senator without Republican opposition. Now, can you imagine California with no Republican candidate running against the Democratic Party candidate? See, that's how she gets in. And at that point, she was Indian.
Oh, yeah, she was sworn in as Indian.
Yeah. So she wasn't talking about being black.
We have an interesting sighting coming out of Brazil. This was captured by a witness named Jack Sill. They were driving down the road when an unidentified canine species literally came out onto the road and it stopped them in their tracks. They had to record it. This is potentially a new species that we've never seen before. The only thing that I can think of is maybe a maned wolf mixed with something, some sort of hybrid. But what is the question? Take a look at this and tell me what you think.
What if they were using network clocks to make time go faster, to make us work more and produce more value? You guys know how chickens are tricked into laying more eggs by using light systems to make them believe that time is going faster, in turn making them lay more eggs, and not just a little bit, a lot more eggs. Well, this man did an experiment where he put his phone on airplane mode and found out that 8 months had gone by on his laptop hooked to the network, as he shows in this video.
December 22nd, 2024, but this watch is only, this clock here, which is on its own network time, has been on airplane mode for the same amount of time, right? A year and change, but the last messages sent were in November, which means I must have turned it off mid-November 2023. and there's a huge time discrepancy. There's at least an 8-month time difference here, a lag on phones that are kept on airplane mode. So the internal clock, what it tells us is the internal clock is running much slower than network.
Just to clarify, this isn't verified, but you can clearly see that this phone that was put on airplane mode has the date April 7th, and his iPad on network says
What the
December
hell?
22nd.
You imagine?
It makes me look at these chickens in a whole different light.
The last known photos of historical figures. The last known photo of Amelia Earhart, taken in 1937 before her mysterious disappearance over the Pacific Ocean, captures her poised and ready for her final journey, adding to the enduring mystery of her fate. The last known photo of Martin Luther King Jr., taken minutes before his assassination on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel while discussing a protest for workers' rights, captures the civil rights leader in his final moments of hope and determination. Nikola Tesla's last known photo in 1943, taken in his New York hotel room, portrays the brilliant inventor in solitude, a haunting reminder of his immense legacy and tragic final years. This final photo of Albert Einstein, taken in 1955 at his home in Princeton, reflects a lifetime of groundbreaking contributions to science just before his passing. This final image of Elvis Presley, taken in 1977 as he arrived at Graceland, shows the king of rock and roll in his last days, leaving fans with a bittersweet memory of his legendary career.
Something very weird is happening right now, and people are thinking that TikTok sold to Meta, and there's a lot of connections here. When I first heard this, I brushed it off, but now the parallels are looking weird. So far, I've seen multiple people report that they saw Instagram ads on TikTok. Someone tried to log into an old TikTok, and now it's giving you an option to link the profiles, and it's also offering to link to Facebook friends. Facebook just made this brand new account on TikTok, and the Biden administration came out and said that TikTok shutting down tonight at 8:30 or 12 or whatever time it is a stunt. They have everything that they need to not shut down, to know that they don't have to, since this is being transferred to the next administration. And someone said, what if they're shutting down to switch over to, Meta servers? And that's what's happening at 8:30. And they're not actually shutting down because of the Supreme Court's decision and because of the Biden administration. I don't want to start, but I don't believe in that many coincidences. I really hope that that's not true.
Yeah, something was fishy about it. It shut down for not even 24 hours. Shut down at night. By the time I woke up, it was good to go. CapCut still isn't working for me. Is CapCut working for anybody out there? It's not working for me. So excuse the editing. I use Shotcut right now. DaVinci is too confusing. I got to sign up and register to download it. So I'm just going to ride the wave with Shotcut and wait for CapCut to come back. People that are listening to this are probably like, what the heck is CapCut? What are you talking about? If you know, you know.
Damn, the power just went out. That's crazy. Oh, it's coming back. Oh, what the fuck was that? What the?
What's the most compelling modern thing that you've seen?
There is a video, high-resolution video, of, I can't say what platform it was taken from. I can't say where it was taken from.
Okay.
But an object that, do you know how large an offshore oil derrick is? They're huge, right?
Yeah.
They're almost like a small city, right? They're like one city block. They're huge. They're enormous things. There is a video that shows one of these objects underwater that goes by. The speed was calculated between 450 and 550 knots underwater, and it was bigger than the offshore derrick that it was passing, because you could see in the video the offshore derrick, and you could see this thing zip right by it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of them, right? A lot of them are reported as being transmedium.
Right. So that exactly why do we use the term UAP, right? Now it's unidentified anomalous phenomenon, because it's all domain. Initially it was UFO, unidentified flying object.
And it's already started, y'all. Check this out. We're supposed to have a polar vortex where places like Florida, where I'm at, is supposed to get snow. I don't know, for the first time ever. Are y'all ready for that, Floridians? But check this out, y'all. This isn't Rocky Mountain in Colorado. The river is literally frozen. Y'all see that? Has that ever happened before? So y'all know how we're going through a pole shift? Look at this in Russia, y'all. Look, they're having an ice tsunami. The water is moving slowly towards the shore. Check this out. Y'all see that? And it mirrors what the clouds be looking like. Look at this. So this polar vortex must be causing all kinds of anomalies with snow and ice, y'all. Because this is not the only place that this is happening to. This is happening in China too, y'all. Look at this. Wow, y'all see this? Why does it look like scales? Why does it look like, you know, why does it look like dragon scales? Fish scales. Y'all see that? This is in China. This is happening all over. Wow. The way that the colors are just bouncing off that ice, this is incredible. So yes, y'all, are you guys ready for this polar vortex? It's so weird that all of this is happening and we are at the peak of solar maximum 2025, right? It makes you wonder, what's really going on, y'all? But let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let's continue to get this shift. Peace out.
Look how Cali is, guys. Look, there's traffic there, right? There's traffic all the way there on both sides. And then there's more traffic over here.
What a headache.
And then there's even more traffic over there. Like, where the fuck are you guys all coming from? Like,
I said, but Bibi, I said, you can't be carpet bombing these communities. And he said to me, well, you did it. You carpet bombed, not his exact words, but you carpet bombed Berlin. You dropped a nuclear weapon. You killed thousands of innocent people because you had to in order to win a war. I said, but that's why we came up with the UN. New deals by which what we would do relative to civilians and military.
So he was comparing 21st century war tactics, battle tactics, with World War II.
Well, what he was really doing is he was going after me for saying you can't indiscriminately bomb civilian areas, even if the bad guys are there. Even if the bad guys there, you can't take out 2, 10, 12, 1,500 people, innocent people, in order to get the one bad guy.
I'm at work right now. It's a National Guard. I'm bringing their stuff in. I'm at work on the clock, eating some chips. They doing the inauguration. Man. They getting ready. So I'm letting y'all know they got the inauguration down in D.C. Don't come down here with no foolishness.
So the giant pine cone statue at the Vatican has more meaning to it?
Aren't you curious why at the middle of the Vatican there's a pine cone instead of a statue of Jesus? I'm telling you, it's not just for some decoration. That pine cone is a big symbol. You can see it on the Pope's staff and in churches everywhere. But here's the strange part. The same symbol shows up in ancient Egypt and Samaria used by their gods. Osiris, the Egyptian god, carried a staff with a pine cone. The Sumerian gods had it too, and yet Christianity calls these ancient religions evil. They say it's devil worship. So why would the Vatican use the same symbol? Makes you think, right? Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The pine cone represents the pineal gland, what people call the third eye. It's a part of your brain that helps with dreams and deep thoughts. The word pineal even comes from the same root as pine cone, and both have the same spiral shape. Ancient people believed the pineal gland was the key to spiritual visions, a way to connect with something bigger than ourselves. And get this, the pineal gland makes DMT, a chemical that gives people wild dreams and mystical experiences. That's why some say it's the God gland, a bridge between the real world and something beyond. The Vatican didn't just pick that symbol for fun. The truth is hidden right there, in the Vatican, on the Pope's staff, and even in ancient art. But only those who know what to look for can really see it.
Breaking news, the Democrat Party and the mainstream media is in full panic after House Speaker Mike Johnson just made this bombshell revelation about Joe Biden.
I do stand by it, and I say this without any personal animus at all. I mean, in some ways, I actually kind of feel sorry for Joe Biden. I mean, he's in the twilight years of his life. He is not, obviously, has not been in charge for some time. And I know this by personal observation, and now the whole world knows it. And it's been very, very concerning to me over the last, year and a half since I've had this position.
Can you tell us the story when you say personal observation?
It's public now because the Wall Street Journal got it and put it on the front page. But January a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, I had been asked, I became speaker in October 2023, and there were all sorts of big national security concerns and everything going on, and I started requesting a meeting with the president because, I'm kind of old school. I'm a constitutional law guy. The Speaker of the House should be able to talk to the president, especially in times of great national interest and calamity. but they wouldn't let me meet with him, and his staff kept giving me excuses. This went on for like 8 or 9 weeks. I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, he doesn't have time. What are you talking about? I'm second in line of the presidency. He has time. I need to talk to him. We had, I can't say the classified parts, but we had some big national concerns at the time that I was losing sleep over. Finally, I just went to the Hill Press Corps and I said, the president is not being allowed to meet with the speaker. There's a problem. So they started putting pressure on him. Long story short, they finally relented. They invited me to the White House. I show up and I realize it's actually an ambush because it's not just me and the president. It's also Kamala Harris, Chuck Schumer, Hakeem, the CIA director, everybody. And then, so I walked in the Oval and I know what this is. They're going to hotbox the speaker on Ukraine funding. That's what it was. This is probably third week of January. We sit down, we're in the midst of it, and the whole conversation, and I'm going, we don't need to have this conversation. The president reaches over just like this. We're sitting right next to the fireplace in the Oval, and he grabs my arm and he says, the speaker and I just need a couple minutes together. Will y'all just leave us alone? And I looked up on the faces of some of the staff standing around the wall, and they're like, oh, no, he did it. So he called it. He's the commander-in-chief. So everybody leaves, and he and I are standing awkwardly in the middle of the Oval Office right over the rug by that coffee table. And I said, Mr. President, thanks for the moments. This is very important. I got some big national security things I need to talk to you about that I've heard, and I think you know, and what do we do? But first, real quickly, Mr. President, can I ask you a question? I cannot answer this from my constituents in Louisiana. Sir, why did you pause LNG exports to Europe? I don't understand. Liquefied natural gas is in great demand by our allies. Why would you do that? Because you understand, we just talked about Ukraine. You understand you're fueling Vladimir Putin's war machine because they got to get their gas from him. And he looks at me, stunned with this, and he said, I didn't do that. And I said, Mr. President, yes, you did. It was an executive order 3 weeks ago. And he goes, no, I didn't do that. And he's arguing with me. I said, Mr. President, respectfully, could I go out here and ask your secretary to print it out? We'll read it together. You definitely did that. And he goes, oh, you talk about natural gas. Yes, sir. He said, no, you misunderstand. He said, what I did is I signed this thing we're gonna conduct a study on the effects of LNG. I said, no, you're not, sir. You paused it. I know. I have the export terminals in my state. I talked to those people this morning. This is doing massive damage to our economy, national security. It occurred to me, Barry, he was not lying to me. He genuinely did not know what he had signed. And I walked out of that meeting with fear and loathing because I thought, we're in serious trouble. Who is running the country?
So they said what they told him, what he thought it was, but it was really something different. He signed off on it. Y'all.
Me on Discord to talk about it.
Did you notice that something is now missing from the app post shutdown? Have you seen certain hashtags disappear, certain of your creators disappear, certain content that you posted disappear? If so, let me know.
Told y'all what was going to happen. January 20th, Trump's going to do away with the IRS. And you say, well, what is he going to do? External Revenue Service. The External Revenue Service is where all of America's goods that are exported out of the United States will now be taxed, like every other country does to us. See, if y'all didn't know what other countries, how they work, is all of their law enforcement, military, roads, schools, whatever, the government is paid based off of tariffs. Every time we buy something from China, from whoever, they tax the hell out of us, and that goes towards their country. However, right now, when people buy from the United States, it's tax-free. That's why we get taxed. And just like Trump said, there's no reason to tax an income, then go out and buy something and tax it again. Therefore, there will still be taxes when you go out and buy goods. However, there will not be an income tax. Income tax is obsolete now, starting January 20th, and the House agrees. The Senate is going to sign it. They agree. The whole world agrees. It's how every other country does this shit. So the ERS will now replace the IRS. Our pay is going to go up 30 to 40%, which is absolutely unbelievable. And when Trump was talking about doing this, people were saying, oh, he's a liar. They've already agreed to pass the bill. The ERS, External Revenue Service. All of everything that our IRS pays for now from us will now come from other countries. The External Revenue Service. No more IRS.
Does that not piss you off? That pissed me off hearing that. Everyone else taxes us when we get from them, but when we give to them, oh, it's tax-free. We're going to just tax our people, our hardworking American people. We're going to tax them. You guys don't worry about it. Can you imagine if they do that? The IRS is gone. We'll see, y'all. Like I said, he talked a big game at that inauguration, and I'm anxious to see if a lot of this stuff comes true, because he did bring up that external revenue service in the inauguration.
Did y'all know that Facebook Messenger, when you give the terms and conditions and you check and you do whatever, you're allowing Facebook Messenger that when you connect to a Wi-Fi, they can go into that Wi-Fi map and they can find all of the devices that are also connected to that Wi-Fi. So say you go into a school and you connect to the Wi-Fi, that now Facebook Messenger can go into that Wi-Fi and say, oh, Jeremy's iPhone 13 iOS update 7 is connected to the Wi-Fi. Miranda's laptop, like MacBook Pro, iOS 17.6 is connected. And then it has access to all of your passwords, every app you've ever downloaded, all the apps that you do have. Whoa. And the government's so worried about TikTok. I'm deleting Facebook Messenger right now. What in the world? What in the world? I'm scared.
As an IT guy, I've done many server migrations and data transfer migrations, database migrations, where you do all the copying of the data in the back end. That nobody is affected. It just is copying from the old servers to the new servers, but everybody's still using the old servers. But when you have the cutover that they need to be pointed to the new servers, there's a downtime. There's a maintenance window. Usually it's scheduled for a weekend. And there's about a 12-hour outage the maintenance window is about a 12-hour window, so that everything can stop pointing to the old servers and start pointing to the new servers. So with all that said, this TikTok outage and ban and then reboot feels very much like we've been migrated to new servers. So I'm curious if Meta actually bought the data and now we're on Meta servers. That's what I fear. We'll see.
Y'all know my job. In my spare time, I infiltrate the Illuminati. Look for their secrets. Run back. Tell y'all. And they'll kill me if they could, but I'm too fast, and the Lord keep blessing me.
The rumors are true. The rumors are true. You know, a lot of rumors are not true. But these, it's true.
Did anyone else not realize that their TikTok videos were being automatically uploaded to Facebook? I never opened Facebook, and I saw all my TikToks on there. Those are separate things.
They don't give a shit about us. We don't know. Look at Americans, how they treat their own indigenous people. The pipelines, the women who's missing. Look at them, all the children who've been taken away from indigenous people. You Americans, all the journalists come here and get clout and, ooh, for 100 likes, I'm going to go to Greenland or something like that.
I came here to Greenland.
Yeah, how many likes?
I did get 100K likes.
Yeah, so,
that was the thing.
yeah,
People
that's
are
the
interested.
thing.
People are interested to see what happens.
Now, we have shouted so much about racism. We have spoken so much about what we've been through in the media all over the place about many different stuff. But it doesn't matter. But only when a fucking racist sons says, oh, the Greenlandic people experience racism. Now it's a thing. Now you're interested. How about when many people who lost their kids, many people who've lost their lives, many different stuff. Do you know about that?
You're not?
Yeah. So, do your research. They're good. They're good.
On January 5th, 2 days before the Palisades fire started, I was hiking in the mountains and I hiked right through the burn scar. I was so surprised, I took a video of it. And now they think maybe the fire reignited from this exact same spot, which makes me pretty nervous for whoever the kids were. I say kids because who else would be dumb enough to light off fireworks up here that started that whole thing? Because there's Ring cameras all over the Palisades and all the data is uploaded for 60 days to the cloud. Yikes.
Jesus died at 33 years old. You have 33 vertebrae within your spine. There's an oil called Christos that goes up and down your spine about every 28 days. When it hits a nerve called the vagus nerve, which looks like a cross, it dies for about 2.5 days and it resurrects 3 days. Very similar to the story of Christ Jesus. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because I think this is very important. I believe in Jesus Christ in my heart of hearts. I believe Jesus walked on this earth and was one of the greatest leaders that we could ever experience. I also believe that he was teaching us an internal process within our own body that happens every 28 days that can awaken humanity to who they truly, truly are.
I saw this on TikTok and it changed my life. Frozen dairy dessert. Should be buying premium ice cream. If it doesn't say premium ice cream, it's not ice cream. Unreal.
Do y'all really want to see why they use the egg as disclosure for the aliens? Things are not as they appear. They're actually downright nefarious. Come with me. We'll come right back to this cosmic egg, the symbol of the bringing of all evil. So let me ask you this. What does every ancient and even modern culture all have in common? You know, it's not just in DC, right? It was in Egypt, it was in Babylon, it was in Rome. It's the missing member of Osiris. But how could I tell you about Osiris without telling you about Isis, who goes by many names? Isis, Inanna, Ishtar, the deity over the egg. Why we have Easter. Did you know that she's actually called the Queen of Heaven by these cults? The Bible talks about her quite a bit as well. So who is she? Get ready for a major plot twist. She is the wife, sister, and queen of Osiris. She was Osiris's sister, then they got married, being his wife, and then they had a child named him Horus. There's that egg again. Much like Osiris's missing member, you'll find that egg in every single culture. And what it means is there's a huge battle coming. At some point in this life, you'll get that everything is the exact same as it was. You know that when Aleister Crowley summoned the alien lamb, that he told him also about the egg? The spiritual visitor told him it's all in the egg. This egg is always depicted with the snake wrapping around it. The cosmic egg or the Orphic egg, like the supposed cosmic visitors. Stay with me. The ancient symbol of the Orphic mystery was the serpent-entwined egg, which signified the cosmos encircled by a fiery, creative spirit. I wonder who that is. Horus is in the egg, Apollyon, Abaddon, Apollo, the Lightbringer, Satan, Lucifer. But not just him. The egg also represents the soul of the philosopher, the serpent, the mysteries. At the time of the ignition, it shall be broken and a man emerges from the embryonic state of physical existence, wherein he'd remained through the fetal period. This egg is destined in all cultures, in all mythology, and it represents all of evil breaking out of this egg. And when I say all of evil, I don't just mean spiritual, I mean physically. Something that those who hold the gates open would call a galactic battle. I'm talking about the last battle of Satan for the last time, with demons and fallen angels everywhere. Because it's now time for this egg to be opened. And that's why every indication we have leads to the same exact dates. 2027 is more than just a year. It's the year that fits every literal thing. We have the Doom map, talking about 2025 and further. We have 1776 plus 250 years, perhaps maybe a little season. 2027, 2028. If we go with the old timeline, we have the 6,000th year or the 7th millennia starting in, you got it. Every single gauge of time that we have all points to the same exact time, which is why all of this is being introduced, why so many people are speaking on such grand levels, and why they say there is fleets heading to us. You, my friends, if you make it the next few years, get to see the grand climax of life ever. Pretty cool, right?
Hey, yo, y'all not gonna believe this. All right, so anybody with the last name Jackson, Johnson, Robinson, Mason, Gibson, Madison, like, if y'all got that syllable, son, at the end of y'all last names, go look up the reason why that is, bro, and come back and tell me what you found. Y'all might not believe it,
You ain't gonna tell us.
Promise you.
Lazy
Y'all want me to be
motherfucker.
afraid about China stealing my data? Meanwhile, an American company just downloaded onto every single iPhone that it was going to learn with their AI across all of their apps and take the information how you use it. Why do they need to know how I use my phone? Why did their AI intelligence need to be listening to my phone calls?
All right, family. There you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Short videos. We got one more short video tomorrow. Thursday, we should be back to the hour-ish long videos. We got a baby in the house, y'all. The baby is here as we speak. I will give a full update on Thursday for you guys. But hey, I got to get going, y'all. Hope everyone out there has a good day. Made it this far. Like, comment, and subscribe. We do daily uploads over here. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.